Fighting back against President Trump's immigration policies, 21 mostly sanctuary cities joining together in a promise to make 1 million immigrants U.S. citizens this year. This is part of a new Naturalize Now campaign. Here now is Noelle Nikpour, a GOP fundraiser, and Robin Biro, former Obama campaign regional field director. Thanks to both of you for joining us. Noelle, what do you think about this?
Well, first of all, I question the legality of it. I mean, you know, look at who's promoting this. And you've got to realize that I'm not really sure this is going to go over so well. I mean, part of the reason that Donald Trump got elected was because of immigration and his stance on it. And people had had enough of it. And now if you've got an organization, who's funding it? How's this going to be funded? And if it's associated with sanctuary cities and they're federally funded and that's cut off, then where is this funding going to come from? I think it's a very unpopular deal, and I really question the legality of it in the first place.
Yeah. Robin, at the same time, I mean, once it's done, it's hard to undo. You make someone a citizen, even if you say they come back and say it wasn't legal, I don't know, it looks really heartless to then rip it away.
You know, I couldn't agree with you more. And as to the topic of it being illegal, it has to meet these three tests. They have to either be associated with a U.S. national, they either have to have residency for years, or lawful employment. So, you know, for that case, I make the argument that they've already brought in 500,000 of these, the million target. These people have been here for years. They have lawful jobs. Let them now contribute to our tax base. I'm all for these people becoming lawful citizens like Melania Trump herself did.
What does it mean they have to be associated with a citizen? What does that mean?
They married, engaged, something like that, to a naturalized U.S. citizen.
I don't think that's true.
It's got to meet those three tests. So as far as the legality goes, like we already have, why put the taxpayer burden on the taxpayers to first deport these people, as Donald Trump said, and then pay for them to then go through the process of coming back? They're already here. If they meet these three requirements, these 21 states, Atlanta is a sanctuary city. I'm hailing to you from them. Like, if they meet these tests, just go ahead and have them become citizens.
Okay,
if they meet those tests, have them contribute to our tax base.
Meanwhile, reinventing the Democratic Party, LinkedIn founder Reid Hoffman and Zynga co-founder Mark Pincus are teaming up on a new effort, Win the Future. See that, Win the Future, WTF is what they're calling it. A project created to rethink the Democratic Party, where users can vote on policy issues and help select a political agenda. Noelle, you know what's so interesting about this is earlier today I was making the point that the Democrats are the parties of the super wealthy, and here are two billionaires who are working really hard to remake the Democratic Party. I mean, it's all about the super rich, and maybe if they're kind of out of touch. What do you think?
Well, you know, the funny thing about this is, Melissa, I'm sure that the DNC is thanking WTF on the whole movement, because you've got to look at this. You know, if the Democratic Party was so successful at getting their message out and winning elections, was they lost, you know, 5 special elections, they wouldn't have a need for this WTF to emerge and get a message out that might resonate with voters. Look, the DNC, the Democratic Party, has mastered the art of losing elections. Yeah. So, you know, hence we've got WTF that's come from 2 billionaires, and even though, you know, they've always said down with the rich, it's taken these 2 billionaires to try to get a message, and who knows, maybe this will resonate.
Well, Robin, you know, they want people to get on Twitter and talk about politics, and they say, imagine voting for a politician that you really like. And then Alex Lawson, who's the executive director of Social Security Work, says, I'm not sure the creators of the lamest and most annoying social media experiences are the exact 2 people who should be rewiring the philosophical core of the Democratic Party like they want it.
You know, and I've got to agree with you. Alex Lofton is a friend of mine. I worked with him on the campaign,
really?
So I agree with what he said there. But I want to say, though, that these gentlemen, they've put up, these are billionaires, so they've put up $500,000 of their own money. They put their money where their mouth is. If they think they've got what it takes to get some new blood in, some blood that are not career politicians who are in it for the right reasons, you know, by all means, look at Donald Trump's cabinet. It's full of billionaires. He's got 4 billionaires right now who have more combined combined wealth, then it's 50 times the combined wealth of George W. Bush's cabinet. So, you know, I mean, I don't like the fact that
by those standards, you can
it's
imagine what
taking
Hillary
this.
Clinton's would have been. I mean, she's really got all the billionaires in her back pocket.